I love keeping my chickens and ducks together, and I think they love each other, especially my big duck and one of my roosters. But there are a few things that you need to know if you're going to keep ducks with chickens. Actually, it's really important that you know these things, because if you don't know them, your chickens can get hurt. Hey guys, welcome to Chickenlandia. I am a backyard chicken educator here in the Pacific Northwest, but you can call me the president of Chickenlandia. So I have 5 ducks that live with my flock of chickens. My most recent rescue is this huge duck. Her name is Walter, but she's actually a hen. She's a female duck. When I first got her, I was like worried because she's so big, and I have itty bitty tiny chickens, and I also have really small ducks. So I was like, is she gonna hurt my smaller birds? And actually what happened is the exact opposite. Mr. Robot, which is my little itty bitty tiny drake, he was kind of rude to her when she first got here. And also my tiny chickens, especially my one chicken named Sack. Yes, her name is Sack, S-A-C-K. My 4-year-old at the time, he was 4, he named her. Anyway, she was really rude to Walter, and she kind of bullied her, but now Walter's doing great. So when the people that originally owned Walter contacted me and asked me if I would take her, the first thing I said was, are you positive that this is a female duck? The reason I asked that is because it is actually dangerous to have a full-size drake, and a drake is a male duck, in with chickens, because their hormones can get really overactive and they can just be absolutely horrible. They can be violent towards your chickens. The way that they mate is different because they have different anatomy than roosters have, and they can actually really injure your hens by trying to mate them, and they can even kill them. So you don't want that kind of a situation. There are drakes that are not like that, and there could be a situation where it's okay, but I would not recommend for somebody to take that chance, because it is more than likely that the drake is going to be a jerk, certainly during mating season and sometimes beyond that. Now you will notice I do have a drake. He is a little itty bitty call drake. His name is Mr. Robot. The reason I feel comfortable keeping Mr. Robot with my flock is because he's so small and he's so docile, and I knew he was special needs when I got him. He really does not go after my chickens, and most of my chickens are way too big. He would not even try. And also my other chickens, they fly really well, my really small chickens, so they can get away from him, but he doesn't try to go after them. So here's the other thing, obviously ducks need water. They need water not only to be happy because they're ducks, but they also need to be able to dip their whole faces in water so they can clean out their nostrils, their nares, and they can keep their beak conditioned. They can clean off their face. They just really need access to at least enough water where they can immerse their whole head into it. But because ducks are messy and poopy and gross, they're super cute, but they're super poopy and gross, they will get into the water, they will poop in the water, they will get their food and take it to the water, and then like the food gets in the water. They really are messy with their water. So I keep these open containers that my ducks can actually get into, and they can certainly immerse their faces in it. But I have to change those waterers every single day, and sometimes more than once a day, because I don't want my chickens drinking water that is, you know, gross, dirty, contaminated. Now I'm not like hyperactive about it. I don't worry too much about it, because chickens are very resilient and they can handle a little bit of dirt and stuff. But I am mindful about keeping them relatively clean just for the health of my chickens. I don't want disease going through my flock. One of the things that I really wish I could do for my ducks is give them a pond or a pool, like a big pool that they could get into and they could swim in and they could dive into. I would love that. But I really cannot do that. And the reason is that I have my chickens living with my ducks, and chickens unfortunately can drown pretty easily, especially if you have chickens with different feathers like silky chickens or frizzled chickens. They can drown so easily, and it's just super sad. You don't want that to happen. So I had to come up with a way to give my ducks enrichment so that I felt like, you know, they could be ducks, be themselves and play in the water, but also keep my chickens safe. So I actually did something this year that worked out really well, and I'm going to show it to you. So in the summer, my kids had an inflatable pool. It was a great pool. They loved it. They got in it every day, and of course it got a hole in it, so it didn't, you know, it like deflated. And I didn't know what to do with it. I was just gonna throw it away. And I realized, like, you know what? I could like repurpose that into a really shallow pond for my ducks. And in doing so, I can give them a bigger place for them to play in the water, and it's shallow, so there's no danger of my chickens drowning in it. Now, I know a lot of people would say, you know what, if you have ducks, you should have a pond, you should have a pool, they should be able to dive, it's not right for them not to have deep water. I just have to say to them, like, these are rescue ducks, almost all of them. 4 out of 5 of them are rescues, and I think they're pretty happy. So I feel good about providing this enrichment for them, and I think they like it here in Chickenlandia. I do have a hack that I use in my coop so that my coop doesn't get super gross and poopy because my ducks are in it. You can watch that video right here. It's 100% friendly. Backyard chickens, education, and entertainment, and I know you're gonna love it.